channel. So now I'm going to solve question number 2 of weekly contest 474, maximum product of 3 elements after one replacement. So let's read the problem statement. You are given an integer array nums. You must replace exactly one element in the array with any integer value in the range minus 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 5, right? So here I can say minimum value is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 and max value is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5, right? Clear? And it is inclusive, so we can use these values as well, right? Now after performing this single replacement, we have to determine the maximum possible product of any three elements at distinct indices from the modified array, and we have to return an integer denoting the maximum product achievable, right? Since we are dealing with the max product here, right? Max product, right? So when I'm going to get the max product, only when I'm going to get to use the max value, right? Right? I may use this value as well, because you know that if I multiply negative with a negative, I will get the positive result, right? So I may use this extreme min value, I may use this extreme max value, right? And we need to return the maximum product, and we are going to get the maximum product when I'm going to use the max values only instead of any value in this range. I will try to use the max value itself, right? So that I get the max product, right? Now which value should I use, that I need to see now, right? So here if you see example number 1, this is my nums array, right? Minus 5 7 and 0, right? So here in this case, see, uh, we have these three values, right? So if I do like this, minus 5 into 7, I need the max value. So max value, so what I'm going to do here, minus 5, right, is a negative. So here also I will try some negative value so that my overall result becomes positive. So let's say here I'm using minus 10 raised to the power 5, right? So now if I'm going to use it, so minus minus is going to become positive, right? And I'm going to get 35 and 1 2 3 4 5 as my output. That's it. So replacing 0 with the minus 10 to 5 gives the array like this, right? Two negatives, they are going to form positive, right? And it has a product like this, right? And here you see that we are using minus 10 to 5. I'm not using any other value like this, right? Because I can use simply extreme values, right? So get the max result, right? That's it. So this is what I need to do, right? Here if you see example number 2, so these are the values, right? I have, so I have minus 4 minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. Okay, so tell me when I'm going to get the max value, when I'm going to get the, when I am going to get the max value, right? So I'm going to get the max value. Let's say I have different elements here, here, sorted in some order, sorted in increasing order, sorted in increasing order, right? So let's say I have, for example, let's say I have 1 2 3 4 5, right? I have to use only three numbers, three integers, right? So I'm going to get the max when I am going to use these three values here, right? 3 into 4 into 5, then only I'm going to get the best answer, right? And here I'm thinking that all the numbers are positive, right? So this is what I'm going to get. Okay, this is one case, last three, right? But if I have values like this, minus, let's say I sort this, okay, so I'm going to get minus 4 minus 3 minus 2 and minus 1. Now in this case, tell me when I'm going to get the max output. So in this case, I'm going to get the max output when I'm going to use these two, right? And here I'm going to use these two, and I can simply say that, or I can simply take last three also. Why I can simply take last three? So here, see, minus 3 into minus 2, right? They are going to form a positive number, right? Minus 3 into minus 2, they are going to form a positive. So I can say 6 into, here minus 4 now. I can change this minus 4, right? I can change this minus 4 to 10 raised to power 5 positive. So what I'm going to get, see, I'm not getting the best answer here. If you see 1 2 3 4 5, output is this. So definitely this is not possible. Can I try something else? Instead of this, if I change this, right? If I change this from last three, so I will write -4 into -3 into, I change this -2, I can replace exactly 1, right? So I replace it with this is already going to become positive, so here I need positive only 10 to 5, right? So I'm going to get 12 and then 5 zeros, right? So here 12, this is the answer, right? This is answer. So here if you see -4 -4 -2 -3, replace -2 with this, right? So this is what I'm going to get, right? So I have to try all the numbers one by one, right? I like if I'm picking this case class 3, so I will try to replace -4 with 10 to the power 5, or -10 to the power 5, -3 with 10 to the power 5, or -10 to the power 5, -2 with 10 to the power 5, or -2 with -10 to the power 5. I will have to check all the scenarios and I have to find out the best possible scenario, right? Okay, so here I have explained two cases, right? This is the first case in which I'm taking all the numbers in the end, right? So if I'm taking all the numbers in the end, so here also I can do one thing. Now if all are positive, 4 into 5 I will take, and I'm going to replace it with 10 to the 5 bigger value, right? Only then I will get the best answer. If I do 3 into 4, then I replace it with 10 to the 5, then I will not get best answer, right? That is will be 12 and then lakh, 12 lakh. But here 5 into 4, 20, 20 lakh, right? So this is one case, right? So we understood two cases, right? So last three values, right? And in last three values, if I sort the array in increasing order, right? So in the last three values, uh, I have something like this, right? Something like this. So I will take this, and I am going to replace it, right? This is the scenario that I discussed right now, right? And if I replace it, I will check all these cases also, right? Because maybe we have in total three values only, and maybe these are negative, maybe, right? So I have to check all the replacement, right? Here maybe I will use minus or positive, right? And another scenario is first three values, right? Because if I have negative values like this, right? So I'm going to make them positive, and here also if I have some more negative, so I will just replace it, right? This is one more scenario. Or what else I can do? I can also do one thing now. I can also do one thing. I can take two smallest and one largest. This is also what I can do. Two smallest and one largest, right? So two smallest is going to make a positive and one largest, right? So this is what I can do, right? So let's say a scenario like this: -80, -60, and here you have 1, 2, and 3. So what I can do, I can take this, it is going to become 800, and here this I'm just going to change it with 10 to the power 5 max value. I will get max output, right? Clear? This is what I can do, right? But if you see here also, I'm considering these two only, right? And if I consider this part also, then also I'm going to get same only. If you notice, -10, and here I'm replacing one value, right? So I can replace this also with times 5. So this case also we can take. But why I'm writing this case, 2 small plus 1 large? So let's say uh, you can say like this, okay? -80. I think here also I can make it now. I don't think that this will be the best possible case, because let's say if I use here 90, okay, then here -80 now. Here if I change this to -10 to 5, right? So in that case, I'm going to get 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 this, and then into 90 I can get. So this case also I need to see, right? Two smaller and one largest, right? So we will discuss all these scenarios, right? So let's see further example, few more examples. So here if you see, and here in this case also if you see, one more thing. So it is also checking this -4 -3 -1. So in this case also -4 -3 and -1 we are changing with 10 to 5, same answer. So we have to check all these possibilities, right? and we are only taking 3 values. Just keep this in mind. Okay, same way here, you can only replace any one value with 10 to the 5 or 10 to the power minus 5 extreme values, but still you will have 1 0, right? So output is going to be 0, right? And these are the constants: 3 nums dot length from 3 to 10 to the 5, and nums of I value from minus 10 to the 5 to 10 to the 5. Okay, so now let's see how I'm going to solve this. So first, calculate the length of nums array and sort this nums array, right? And this is your max and this is min value. So now possible candidates. So as I told you, that if I have minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, and here 1, 5, 8, 40, like this, right? So what are the different possible candidates? So I can have these three as possible candidates, right? So minus 20, minus 30, and here I can choose some bigger value, right? This is what I can try. Okay, and I can have this as my possible candidates, right? Or I can have two smallest and one largest, right? This is what I can have, right? Why I'm not taking two largest, plus one smallest? So two largest plus one smallest is the same case like this, and here one smallest minus 10 if you take. So here also you are going to change, here both are positive now, here both are positive only, right? So here in this case you have to change this, right? But if you take this case complete 3, then also you are making these two keep it as it is, and you are just changing it to 10 to the 5. So same now. So why we need to do any duplicate? You can add one more scenario, right? Two largest, but this is not going to give the best result, one smallest, right? Because here if you do this, then definitely you are going to change this to some bigger value, right? And if you take this also positive positive, and here you are going to change it to some positive value. That's what you are going to do, right? So same thing now. Here also 8 into 40 into 10 to 5, 8 into 40 into 10 to 5, same here also, right? So these are the possible candidates. Then all these possible candidates, I'm going to create one array list and I'm going to add them one by one, right? And here I have to store the best answer, right? So I am going to iterate over all these combos one by one that I have created here, A, B, and C, right? All combos one by one using enhanced for loop, and then I am going to try all the three positions, right? And in all three positions, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take one original array, right, storing it, and then I'm going to replace all these values with 10 to the 5 minus 10 to the 5, right? And then I'm going to get the best answer. Here if I use min value, then I'm going to get the best answer. Same way I will check this also. If I use this as 10 to the 5 and this as minus 10 to the 5, if I use this as 10 to the 5 and this as minus 10 to the 5, right? So I will check all these scenarios, right? So here if you see, original is fixed here, then I'm going to check this scenario, then I'm going to check this scenario, and then again I'm reverting. Then here at this particular position I will check with this and this, and again I'm going to store the best. Then again I revert back to original array, then at this position I will check this, again I revert back to original array, right? So this is first combo, then second combo I will check, then third combo I will check one by one, and whatever the best answer I have, I will just simply return it. That's it. Okay, so we have to try all three positions replaced by plus minus extremes values, right? So this is what I'm doing, right? So here if you see the sorting we are doing, so for this the time complexity is going to be of n log n, and here we are just checking all the combos. So only how many combos I found, only 3, and here it is also running of 3, so very small. So this is going to be my time complexity. That's it, right? Okay, so only this part is important, right? How we are deciding the combos, right? So we can choose top 3, right? We can choose bottom 3, right? In bottom 3 you already know negative negative, and then one non-negative, so negative negative I'm using, and one negative I will just change it to 10 to the 5, and that's it. And two smallest and one largest, right? Two largest and one smallest, you can also add one combo like that. It will not create any impact, but I am saying that if you do that, then it is just one repetitive work like this only, top 3, right? Because here also 2 max, and we are small making the smallest 10 to the 5, right? Here also to pick 2 so largest, and this has some 10 to the 5, so same thing now. So that's why I'm not writing, but if you want you can write it. That's it. So I hope that you guys are clear with question number 2 of weekly contest 474. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.